Morning everyone, happy Friday. God, it's Friday again. Where's this week gone? Hope everybody's had a good week. Yeah, just thought I'd do my usual little Friday check-in. It's cold today, I say that every time. 2.3 degrees and a very thin layer of ice. It's not the thick stuff, it's the thin stuff, and it's the horrible stuff that's really fine and like cuts your legs if you're not careful. So I'm presuming there's ice on the pool. I haven't actually been that far up this morning to look. I just thought I'd get in the barrel just for I'm just moving my thermometer, a quick dip this morning, and a bit later as well, so there's no sunrise to show you, I'm afraid. There's just me looking like a thumb, talking crap really. Right, I'm just going to lower. Bear with. I did actually do a video out here in the dark yesterday when I really did not want to get in the water, and I was in for all of about 30 seconds and I did a lot of swearing, so I'll probably just stick that on YouTube and not put it on Facebook because it's just a bit yeah, it was I needed the dip yesterday morning, but equally I didn't particularly enjoy it, so I'm just going to drop down a bit and sit here before I drop my shoulders. So yeah, my brain's like 100 miles an hour this morning, so I needed to get in here, although I've got a ton to do. Got the keys to the new office yesterday, so it's move day. On top of that, I've got a new business meeting this afternoon, well, late this afternoon, so my brain's a little bit running all over the place on that one. So yeah, it's just everything's happening all at once today, so just needed to come in and settle a little bit and slow down and stop and have a think. And this does that really well. So what else is this to do? Well, I suppose I could go for a run, and I suppose I really should go for a run, but that'll happen over the weekend at some point. It's walk and talk weekend as well, by the way. We're at Whitwell Woods on Saturday. No, we're not. We're at Whitwell Woods on Sunday. I'm not doing another take. We're at Whitwell Woods on Sunday at 11 o'clock. If you're free, come along, bring the kids. A couple of miles, like, in the woods, just letting off steam. Really lovely, friendly group. So yeah, if you're around, come along. We're getting some new faces, and we've got a lovely little community group there too, which I will probably do some additional content on over the weekend, because I really probably should do a few little bits of this outside of my barrel, although most of it is water based. So yeah, if you're around, come along. If you want the details, drop me a message. Yeah, it's just really nice. But yeah, details are available on my Facebook page if you want to come along. Yeah, so last time I was in here, I was chatting about having a friend round to come and try the cold water. Didn't go into too much detail because I didn't want her to watch it and feel under any pressure to kind of do anything, or, you know, get in if she wasn't feeling it. But yeah, Claire came round on Wednesday. The weather, or the air temp had warmed up a little bit actually, which was good. But there was still a nice level of ice on the pool, and she did amazing. So we got in the same way I do here, to sort of hip height. We did the breathing to get her into where I am now, and kind of settle the breathing and get back into that calm space. And then yeah, she went all the way shoulders deep and stayed in for a couple of minutes. She did really, really well. I'm mega proud of her. She did amazing. And it was just nice that she came out with that cold water buzz afterwards. I don't really like get people into cold water. I'll take the occasional person for a dip in the summer, but I don't really get people into cold water, just because obviously it's a little bit more risky is not the right word, but there's just more factors to take into account, and you have to be confident in the fact that you can keep yourself warm and functioning properly to then take someone else into the water. So I don't really do it. But yeah, she did really well. I think she's coming back next week actually to have another dip. So yeah, that was really lovely. I really enjoyed doing that. other than that, it's just been being out. I'm frustrated because I haven't been to the river, and I just haven't had time to go to the river or anywhere really. So the last outdoor swim I had, let me just drop my shoulders because I'm going to get cold otherwise. Bear with, sorry. Oh God, I've just hit a very big boat rise. Right, slightly different angle because there's a bit of ice just floating around next to me. Yeah, I did an outdoor moon dip at Chatsworth on Sunday night with a group called Soup Sanity Swim. So Soup is Sheffield Outdoor Plungers, and they have their own arm of mental health swims. I'm actually a swim host for the group. I didn't do one this month because it's just been, or last month really, because it's just been too busy for me to get the time to plan it. But a new member called Carey hosted a moonlit night swim at Chatsworth in the Derwent on Sunday night, and it was absolutely wonderful. There was a few of us sort of from our little river group that went along, and then there was loads of people from the Soup group went. I think there must have been probably about 30 people. One bloke, bless him, and all women, but it was just wonderful. So many people that hadn't really met each other before, little pockets of people that did know each other, but everybody just kind of went off from the car park with the torches, all chatted on the way down, all helped each other on the paths where it was muddy, all pitched up by the river with our lights and our torches, and everyone just went in, and it was so calming. It was a little bit cloudy, but we got some moon, but it was just so calming just to be in the water in the dark, seeing all the little lights bob about on people's floats and people's heads and stuff. It was amazing. It was probably one of the nicest swims I've done for a very long time, away from the river, because obviously when I started doing this, we were locked down, and so there was the rule of 6. So when I first started doing swims with the Sheffield Outdoor Plungers group, you could only swim in 6s, and we stuck to that quite rigidly. So I've never actually done a massive swim. That's probably the biggest swim I've ever done, and it was just, yeah, it was fab. The pages, if you want to look them up on Facebook, are Soup Sheffield Outdoor Plungers. There's also Soup Sanity Swims and Soup Community Swims, where you can go and pick up swims. I mean, that's what I did when I started. I used to just post on the Soup Swims page if there was somewhere I wanted to go that I'd never tried before, and there was always someone that knew it, that would come along and help me kind of get to grips with swimming there. And I'm hoping that I can do a lot more of that this coming year and get back into the sanity swims. And coming back then to the Link Together thing, I think that's really what I want, and that's what we're actually growing now with the walk and talks, is just a group of people that don't know each other, that don't necessarily come along knowing anyone, that just set off on a walk and chat about just everyday life. Some people chat about the challenges that they face. Some people come along, for the company. It's just amazing, and to put all of those people in one place and go for a couple of miles in the fresh air and the open air just gives me such a sense of, like, it just makes me feel really happy. It's amazing to see. I'm hopeful that we'll get a really good turnout this weekend, but it's just wonderful to start to see people saying that they'll come along, that I've never met, that most of the people that have gone before have never met, and it's just such a welcoming and lovely community, and I'm really grateful to have that and be a part of that, because it's just becoming something amazing. And I'm learning a lot, and I've learned a lot this last year about community and about the people that are around you that you don't realise sometimes are around you, and you don't even know sometimes, that can actually come together without knowing each other and just form these wonderful little support groups that actually then become really solid and help each other out in the swim community and in the Link Together community. So yeah, I think there's some really exciting stuff going to happen this year with those, and I'm just thankful to have things like that to put my energy into, because I kind of wish that I'd had access to things like that when I was really poorly with my anxiety, my OCD. It would have been so wonderful to know that there were people out there, and perhaps there probably were, but I just didn't know how to access them. And I think by doing things like walk and talk and putting it on Facebook and getting it all on the local pages, it just makes it more accessible, and hopefully encourages people to come along. It's not all about your troubles, it's actually about getting your kids, your dogs, your family out in the open air, having some wonderful fresh air, just getting some exercise in, and just enjoying something a little bit different. So yeah, there's loads of things to do with that this year. But again, going back to this weekend, come along if you can, and hopefully get a sanity swim booked for February as well. So if you fancy that, let me know. It is a little bit cold at the minute, but there'll be some summer ones later in the year, and equally, with Walk and Talk, we've got some amazing venues for later in the year that will really benefit the warmer weather. Right, I'm going to sit up now because I've been in. Oh God, I've done 10 minutes again. But do you know what? Actually, the good thing about that is I'm getting used to this, and it's really good for my tolerance. The only thing I'm really finding on the downside is I'm getting chilblains on my toes, and I don't know what you're supposed to do with those. So if anybody knows, please let me know, because I have no idea. I just know they're not very comfortable. Right. I feel a lot calmer now. My head's settled. I've probably waffled most of my my little worries and things that were in my brain out at you all for the last 11 and a half minutes. So if you're still here, thank you for listening. If you're not, I completely understand. I don't know if I'd listen for this long. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see some of you over the weekend, and talk to you soon.